Hello, everyone. Welcome to this year's edition of Hardcore Wrestling Radio's year-end awards. Before we get started, there's a few people I'd like to shout out. A lot of guys over in our HWR chat room gave their thoughts and their votes for our year-end awards. I'd love to thank Eric Molignaro. Eric, if I mispronounce your name, don't mind me. I'm a little stoned. I'm gonna fuck up a few people's names: Nathan Nash, John Anthony Tate, Malik, Hassim Ali. Again, Malik, I apologize. I'm Alec. Forgive me. Uh,
Just
and
say their first names.
and pretty much anybody. There was a lot of people who really went in there and gave their thoughts. James Doe, awesome guys. Thank you so much. Let's get down to it. First, we have the man formerly known as Joseph Knight, but he has turned to the dark side and he's now known as Skuldrin, or as I call him, Scully. Scully, what's happening?
It's still me, folks. I'm still grumpy as ever. Just a new for my retro gaming reports. Yes, it's Skuldrin, it's Lord Scully, whatever you want to call it. I'm ready to go, Rick. But before we go, my condolences go out there to the Fisher family. We lost two greats, Carrie Fisher, who was Princess Leia, and her mother, the greatest actress of all time, Debbie Reynolds. My condolences to the family. We lost two greats today. This year must have been something because a lot of people been passing on.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, over at youtube.com/slash Lance Moss TV, we have the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, what's shaking?
Oh, not much. Just gearing up for tomorrow's broadcast at 6 Central.
Alrighty. And last and certainly not least, I'd like to welcome Steve. Steve, no disrespect, I don't even know if you have a nickname or we're just going to call you the man named Steve.
Well, anything but bastard will do there, son.
Okay, so we just got the man named Steve. So let's get on to our topics. We had start off with the top three, and if anybody in the chat room had an alternate, as long as two or three people agreed, they became that was on the chart. We have a couple of those. The first topic is the return of the year. Now there's three. There's Shane McMahon, Goldberg,
Here come the money.
and Seth Rollins, who did make his return because he was out after that horrible injury. I'm gonna start off, and you know what? I have to agree with you. Shane McMahon, when he came out, I was marking out. Uh, my girlfriend, Ms. Jack shit was like, oh, I wish I was recording that because I was like, what the fuck? Oh my god, like a typical kid almost. Uh,
Well, Rick, let me cut you off right now. A couple of HWR shows ago, we did talk about what will be, and this was Lance. Correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe last year, earlier this year, when we said
Yeah,
who should come back to the
yeah.
WWE, and I made the wild guess of saying Shane McMahon, and I'm not sure if I remember if the entire crew disagreed, but HWR predicted it, and here it was, Shane McMahon. And I guess that's him calling.
yep.
Don't use my name in vain.
Steve, again, the return of the year: McMahon, Goldberg, or Rollins?
For me personally, I'd have to say it was Shane McMahon. Having watched a lot of his work back in the day, to me, it was actually something special to me as a fan to see the prodigal son of the Ivory Connecticut Tower return to take on the responsibilities of once again being a McMahon in the WWE universe.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lance, finally over to you. McMahon, Goldberg, or Rollins?
Because it's so damn hard to shut all of us up when we're in a call together and we were watching that Raw, and it shut everybody the fuck up when we heard money talks, da 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 da. We were all like, "What the fuck?" So I gotta go, Shane O'Mac.
And Shane O'Mac. That was a clean sweep, including the people over in our HWR chat room, and that's in the group sections. HWR chat room. Uh, it's a clean sweep. We have over six, we have 7 votes. So, and nobody else had the return of the year. We didn't even have an alternate. Everybody said Shane McMahon was it. Let's move on to the best match of the year. We have John Cena versus AJ Styles. That was the one at SummerSlam, the singles match. Um, we have Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania. And we have Sasha Banks versus Charlotte, and that was in their Hell in a Cell. And, well, there's an alternate, which I'll add the alternate in. It only had one vote, but still. It's Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn at NXT TakeOver in Dallas. Um, I would love to really pick. It's hard between, for me, it's between Charlotte and Banks versus Cena and Styles, but, nobody would have ever said that, AJ Styles could have beaten John Cena clean, so I got to go with that one. It was a great match for what it was. Lynch, your pick.
As soon as I saw the match, I gotta go with the wild card. I gotta go with Zayn and Nakamura
Zayn and
because
Nakamura.
everybody was saying it's after that 1, 2, 3, everybody was yelling match of the year. That New Year's, I mean that fuck New Year's or fucking WrestleMania weekend. Everybody was saying already match of the year. I gotta go with that one.
All right, and Steve, over to you. We get the Styles, Cena, McMahon, Taker, Charlotte Banks, or the alternate Nakamura and Sami Zayn.
Well, this will make my pick very, very easy because the only match I actually saw out of the selection was Undertaker and Shane McMahon.
All right, and Scully, are you back with us?
I've been here, haven't left yet. My mind is gone, but I'm still here.
All right.
I gotta go with Steve. That was my first pick. Was seeing Shane McMahon throw himself off the cage to do that elbow. That automatically, while the other matches were good, I mean, wrestling wise, they were good. The Shane McMahon bump off that Hell in a Cell with the Undertaker was enough for me. That's my pick.
Okay, guys. Well, and we did have again some people in the over in our chat room. We have 3 for the Cena Styles, 2 for the McMahon Taker, 1 for the Sasha Banks Charlotte Hell in a Cell, and the one alternate which has 2 votes, and that's Nakamura and Sammy. So this year's winner, match of the year, is John Cena, AJ Styles at SummerSlam, the one-on-one match. Um,
Rick, I wanted to throw in another alternate in there, but just for us.
mhm.
You forgot the greatest feud of all time, Billy Corgan versus Dixie Carter.
Oh no,
Joe,
no, that's coming down.
hey, Joe, that's coming. That's coming.
Yeah, don't worry, we ain't done.
That's scheduled for one fall, Joe. Don't worry about it.
Last
And-
bit standing.
So the next topic now is the best male wrestler of the year. Now I'm going to tell you guys, even with all 4 of our votes, it's really not going to matter because the guys over in our HWR chat room made the vote. So we have first AJ Styles, 2 Roman Reigns, and 3 Dean Ambrose. Now Lance, you already gave your pick. What was your pick?
Ambrose, but I know I'm way the hell outnumbered.
Yeah. Joe, over to you.
I gotta say, he's the champ of the house, or however in the hell he calls himself.
Champ
but
that
it's
runs the
AJ
camp.
Styles. The champ that runs the place, or whatever, the plate who eats off the floor. I don't know, but he's AJ Styles.
Yeah. And then Steve, over to you.
I'd have to say for me, it's probably Dean Ambrose.
All right. So
because he's been doing some excellent work lately.
absolutely, don't get me wrong, folks. When we give these are some excellent wrestlers. And again, everybody had the option to put that third, like a second alternate in with others voting. But unfortunately, we had the 3 here. There's a lot of other great wrestlers. But again, as I say, AJ Styles, a landslide. He had 8 votes. Dean Ambrose had 2. Roman Reigns didn't get zip.
It's like his career.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but
now, I gotta say the fact that Roman Reigns didn't get any, I gotta say, I approve.
Oh, for a minute, I thought you were patting your back like Barry Horowitz.
I thought it was patting something else. But that's beside the point. Now we have the what the fuck of the year. Those moments that you just say, huh? What the fuck is this? So There was a couple that I found funny, which definitely worked for me. Was we have New Day's unicorn glowing dildo. Uh, we have the broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero, which is the delete gimmick. When it first started, I swear to God, when I saw Matt Hardy in his new gimmick, it looked like he was back on the meth pipe. But as I got to watch it, and as I started watching the outtakes, I started laughing my ass off because I realized how funny it really was. And then we have the Goldberg squashing Lesnar match, and I was absolutely just disgusted with it, but it got a lot of votes. Um, Joe, I'm going to start with you.
You know what? I gotta agree with those votes, Rick. Goldberg beating Brock Lesnar in a squash was something I would never had thought I would see, but it's there. It's been voted on. I gotta say, Brock and Goldberg.
Mm. All right, and Steve, over to you.
I'd have to agree. Goldberg versus Lesnar was a real what the fuck moment for me.
Yeah, Lance.
I got a question, Rick.
Yep.
What do you get when you take a minute off of CM Punk's time in the octagon?
Goldberg versus Lesnar.
Exactly.
And you know what? I have to go the same. I like I said before, the the delete gimmick between the Hardys, great. I so many times I was laughing my ass off saying what the fuck, but that was probably the most disappointing was the Lesnar squash. And again, we have 9 votes. 9. So again, landslide Goldberg versus squashing Lesnar. And now we have the debut of the year. Now this really got very few votes. That was AJ Styles, NXT's Shinsuke Nakamura, and then we had Cody and Brandy Rhodes debuting in TNA. I'm gonna start first. You know what? I marked out. He's a great guy. AJ Styles. Who would ever have thought that not only did he make his debut at the Rumble, but he has gotten where he is 1 year later. So absolutely. And for those of you who are wondering, he was in 215. It was the first week of 2016, so he has had a full year. Um, Joe, over to you.
I gotta say, same thing. AJ Styles. How can TNA let this guy go?
That's
And look at where he's at now. He is the WWE champion, and
absolutely.
and beating people cleanly. Might well, not cleanly, but he's the first person in over a long time who's beaten John Cena multiple times.
Yeah, exactly. 3 zip. And there's something we could talk about another day. That's seeing this new promo that he did on SmackDown this past week. A lot of speculations, but let's move on. Um, Lance, over to you. Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, or Cody and Brandy in TNA?
I remember about a year ago around this time, we were saying, oh, there's no way in hell. When this is when all the AJ rumors started getting going, we were saying, oh, there's no way in hell he's ever coming. There's no way in hell he's ever coming. And then, burn, the phenomenal one comes out to the ring. No disrespect to Cody Rhodes and Brandy or Nakamura, but we knew they were coming. It shocked the whole damn world. I got to go with the phenomenal one.
Uh, and Steve, over to you.
Let's go ahead and make that a fantastic four. I have to agree, AJ Styles.
All right. So AJ Styles again landslide with 7 votes. It's really starting to show you where we're going here. And now this is Lance's topic, which he's always done year in and year out. This is our 4th year of doing year-end awards, and it's You Poor Bastard Award. You have Dolph Ziggler, who's had a really bad losing streak this year. Billy Corgan trying to buy TNA, but unfortunately that flopped on him. And then we have CM Punk, who got his ass kicked in UFC. Now, it's not exactly wrestling, but he's a wrestler, and, he really was just trying to pull the naysayer saying, fuck you, but when I had to do the pick, I saw this. My first pick, of course, was CM Punk getting punked in UFC. Joe, over to you.
it's kind of a tough that's a kind of a tough decision. I will go with Punk, but since this is pure wrestling related and not MMA, I'm kind of hard. I don't know. I gotta throw a wild card. I gotta say Billy Corgan for his failure to capture TNA and oust Dixie.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I hate Billy Corgan. He was my distant second. I was really tossed, but I went to CM Punk only because he had such an ego walking in there, and he really didn't go in there open minded. Uh, Lance, over to you.
Well, I gotta say, the fact that uh, Billy Corgan's corporate buyout backfired so bad, I gotta give it to Billy.
All right, and Steve, over to you.
Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to disagree with all of you and pick Dolph Ziggler because the name of the award is You Poor Bastard, which denotes a certain amount of pity. I don't pity CM Punk because he was an arrogant little shit and walked into a situation he clearly was not prepared for, though he thought he was. And I can't feel sorry for Billy Corgan because if he picked up a wrestling newspaper or even talked to a wrestling fan, he would have known what a bad fucking idea it was to invest money with
Well,
TNA.
here's the thing. Corgan has been in the wrestling industry quite a while. I don't want to get too much off the subject here, but he did his own promo. It fell hard. He tried to get in with ECW, and they were kind of like, okay, yeah, you can do the music for us, but fuck off. He did do, I believe, he did one appearance at the WWE, but he really wanted to try to restake his claim. And he saw a sinking ship TNA, and he thought he'd be able to get in. And they were like, Fight Network's like, no, we're taking it. Thank you very much. Now fuck off. Um, but let's get back. So we have two for Dolph Ziggler. We have two for Billy Corgan, and we have five for CM Punk getting his ass kicked. So Punk wins by a landslide. Now here's gonna be an interesting one.
For
We
the
have
first time, he wins.
Oh,
shit, and we have the sexiest woman of the year. We have one Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch. Steve, I'm gonna start with you.
Oh, start with the perfect. Very good call. Uh, you know, I'd have to say Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks. All right. You know what? I'm going to agree with you on that one. Lance, over to you.
so it's Sasha, Becky, and Alexa.
Yes.
Hmm. Oh, fuck it. Sasha.
Joe, over to you.
You know, Sasha's a very attractive lady, and I do find Becky kind of cute with that accent, even though it sounds horrible. But I gotta go with if call me the Joker because I gotta go with Harley Quinn. It's Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss, you know what? She is a very, very sexy, and taking nothing away from her because, especially now with the new gimmick she's doing, I'm like, oh my god, I wish I was the Joker. I'm like, give me some face paint, you know. But unfortunately, I don't see that happening. Alexa Bliss got 2 votes, Sasha Banks got 4 votes, and Becky got one. So that's it. Sasha
God
Banks.
damn, Becky keeps getting them losing streaks, isn't she?
Yeah, she's not getting any respect at all, and
Well, truth be told, if someone had brought up Bailey, I would have changed my vote.
Hang on. Hey, Becky, come to Memphis, baby girl. I'll show you how to get hardcore country.
and again, while we're on the subject, Becky Lynch. I don't know if you guys have seen her without the makeup, especially that horrible orange spray tan that she's got. Without the red hair and the dirty blonde hair, she is absolutely fucking gorgeous. So why they're having her dressed like that, I have no idea. But let's move on. Now we have the best female wrestler of the year, and that's NXT's Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte. So, Joe, I'm gonna start with you.
Wow. You know, you just picked the three best women wrestlers in the WWE. Ah, it's a tough decision. I like Asuka, and I gotta go for
Oh
the
my
Ninja
God!
Girl.
Stop!
But
Stop!
no, wait a minute.
No, Joe,
What?
no. Forgot to hit the fucking record button. Oh
Oh,
no,
you
I
want?
did. Never mind. Never mind. Don't, guys. For those of you who just heard that, I'm fucking stoned out of my mind. Joe, back to you.
Okay. Well, okay. So here we go. I gotta say, you know, I gotta give it to Sasha because I never seen a person with her frame being slim and small taking doing those hard bumps, getting in there, doing everything that's possible to please the crowd. So I gotta go Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks gets a vote, and I just lost a vote for fucking up like that.
There's a vote for you right there.
Yeah. And Steve, over to you.
I'd have to say Sasha, although I'm not familiar with the wrestler from NXT because I haven't watched very much NXT. I've seen Charlotte wrestle a few times, and Charlotte seems to be more embedded in her father's wrestling legacy than building one of her own, although she does have excellent skills. Sasha is the more original and equally talented with the other two, but she is the more original of the three choices that I've been presented with.
Okay. And Lance, over to you.
They call her the boss for a reason.
All right, and I'm gonna just do a quick check and see if we had any more people voting on the. We have the sexiest woman of the year, of course, people, and best female. We have, yep, just pretty much Sasha is gone all the way down. I mean, Oscar got a few votes. Um, so the winner is, well, Oscar got 3, Sasha Banks got 7, and Charlotte got 3. Joe, you were about to say something.
Yes, did we go for an award for best tag team of the year?
Well, you know what we did, but what and that's actually a good point because I really was going through and I wanted to just kind of keep it a short list, Joe. But since you did that, we'll do best tag team of the year. For those of you who are listening, we do apologize. But Joe, you got the inspiration. When you give you our top 3.
I'm gonna pick the top three. Is definitely the New Day. I gotta go with uh, the American Alpha. They became WWE Tag Team Champions. And my third pick, wow, that's kind. I would have to say the Slater and the Rhino.
Slater and Rhino. Okay. Out of those 3, which one would you pick?
Out of the three, I gotta say directly the New Day because not only did they turn their careers around, they did break the tag team record of holding the championships for such a long time, beating up Demolition. So, and they still one of the top teams in the WWE. They haven't lost it.
Okay. Lance, over to you. It's going to be New Day, the American Alphas, or you could also do Slater and Rhino.
Because main reason I don't understand how you turn your career around by having a dildo on your head. I got to go with the American Alphas.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you there. And Steve, over to you. Your thoughts.
The Moondogs.
Rex and Spot, right?
Right.
You know what? Hey, Steve, we're gonna go further back. The Mokies.
Ah, Jobber Supreme. Absolutely. Of the choices presented, I would have to say the New Day. They've got good in-ring work, pretty decent promo skills, and they are a very outrageous, energetic presence. They really get the crowd going. I'd have to say that they would be my pick.
Well, unfortunately, guys, as I said, for those of you who are listening and those in the chat room, I do apologize. It was a great topic that I just didn't think of at the time. So right now, it's tied. New Day and American Alphas. For those of you who are listening, please feel free to pick those picks, and that can be easily turned around. So now we have the worst match of the year. And we actually we started with three, but we actually had an extra one added on. So I'm going to start with Orton versus Lesnar. Where, Orton pretty much got his head busted open, and the match had to be stopped. We have Rusev versus Big Cass in that horrible match. Maria Kanellis versus Gail Kim over in TNA, and Goldberg versus Lesnar. So, uh, Joe, over to you. Your pick.
Huh. I gotta go with Maria. That Maria match at Gail Kim. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you, Steve. Over to you.
I'd have to go with Goldberg versus Lesnar.
All right, Lance.
How in the blue hell do you book a squash match for the main event of a Big Four show?
Yeah. Well, Goldberg versus
But you know
Lesnar.
what? I'm sorry, Rick, but you can't call it really a worse match because it's two big names that people were expecting to see. Nobody expected the squash, but compared to everybody else on the list, you wouldn't. That match didn't really stink. It was just a shocker.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It was a push, two shoulder, a spear, and a jackhammer.
Yeah.
The match sucked.
Joe. Now I'm going to say this, Joe. That was the alternate. A fan made on our chat room made that suggestion, and the rule was if that person could get two other people to agree, they would get that pick, and that in fact was a pick, and they had 3 votes before we even came on. So right now we have 5 for Goldberg versus Lesnar, and we have 2 for Gil Kim and Kanellis. So Goldberg and Lesnar are now a 2-time, winners for What the Fuck and the worst match of the year, which are not compliments on any level.
Which are of shorter duration and twice the wins that CM Punk got when he moved to
Hell, Goldberg's entrance was longer than CM Punk's match.
Now we have the breakout star of 2016. That's Alexa Bliss, American Alphas, Asuka, and somebody we had James Ellsworth. So, Joe, I'm gonna go over to you. Your pick.
Whew. I would go for that jobber James Ellsworth, but we're looking at because he didn't win any titles, so I gotta go with Alexa Bliss because nobody saw it coming.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go with you on that one. I actually like that. Bliss is great. She's starting to come into her own, and like you said, nobody really saw it. AJ could have been on this list very easily, but considering he was in so many other categories, I decided to kind of keep him out, and I wanted to give a few of the other great wrestlers a shot. Lance, over to you.
Let's see. It to me is between Alexa and James.
Okay.
Just the simple fact he went from jobbing the hell out to Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw within about matter of 2 or 3 months to getting a world title shot. For that fact alone, I gotta give to Ellsworth.
And that's a very good point because Ellsworth, even though the matches were very ludicrous, he had beaten the champion 3 times, AJ Styles. Of course, Dean Ambrose did have something to do with that, but it was still a very funny segment, and like it or not, you got to give it to him. Steve, over to you.
Of the choices given, I'd have to agree with Lance and say Ellsworth because that's one hell of a push for a jobber.
All right, wow. So right now we have 5 for Alexa Bliss, 4 for Asuka, and the possible, which was the alternate, is James Ellsworth. So Alexa Bliss is the breakout star of the year for 2016. And again, all four of these are, definitely have their breakout. James Ellsworth, when you go from a nobody to somebody who beats a champion, that's a breakout. You can say what you want. Um, and we had a fan on the HWR chat room, Malik. I apologize again if I mispronounce your name. No hard feelings. He had the one liner of the year. And this is a great topic. And he is Vince drops the F bomb on Shane. Stephanie McMahon shuts the CM Punk fans up. And Brock says, doesn't give a shit about your kids. That was during an interview. So, Joe, over to you. Joe, okay, well, while
He's speechless.
yeah, speechless. Then Lance, over to you.
I even though it was just last Monday, I got to go with the Stephanie McMahon saying that if the fans kept chanting up about another minute at 2 minutes,
It was 2 minutes.
Another 2 minutes, they would have lasted longer than CM Punk. That was just a thing of freaking beauty. I gotta go with Stephanie McMahon in that.
All right, you know what? I'll agree with you. Steve, over to you.
Let's go ahead and make it unanimous. That was a pretty wicked burn on Stephanie's part.
Okay, Joe, are you back with us? He is not, so unfortunately, but I think we have a winner regardless because Stephanie McMahon pretty much was a landslide with 5 votes. And you know what, guys? I think that's going to wrap it up. Unless if anybody else has any stats or a topic they want to throw in.
Yes.
Okay.
What event will we see Dwayne The Rock Johnson return to while promoting the new Fast and Furious movie?
Oh, that's not even a question. I mean, come on. I say Mania. Yeah. So that's kind of easy, but we're going to wrap up this edition, our yearly awards of 2016. And again, everybody else in the HWR chat room, you guys, your voices were heard. I thank you so much for participating. It really made the show a lot more interesting because there was a lot more choices as opposed to just the four of us picking out of the three. So, for the hardcore crew, I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you.